Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we are going to build this awesome digital agency website using the Elementor version 4 Atomic Elements. Okay, so you can see that I have this type of website and this is fully built using the Elementor version 4 Atomic Elements step by step. Okay, so this video is all up for them who want to learn the Elementor latest version and how the version 4 Atomic Element work and how you can use that to make the responsive website. Okay, so let me show the demonstration of this digital agency website from scratch. So let's first refresh this website, and after refreshing you can see we have this type of simple layout. So this video is very beginner friendly, so because I want to make this easy for all the beginners who want to learn the Elementor version for Atomic Elements. Okay, so here you can see we have the get started button, recharge button. Here we have simple hero section, okay, with this sticky menu at the top. You can see we have the peak reach logo here, and when we scroll then this header will be sticky at the top. This whole section is built using the Elementor version 4, right? Here we have the get started button, recharge, and here we have the menu. So when you scroll, this menu will be sticky. Here we have this type of home, about, services, project, FAQ, testimonial, and contact. Okay, so let's go below. Here you can see we have all of these logos. So here we have this type of logos. Now here we have the services section. So we have the animation in all of our website. Okay, if I show you that, you can see if I go below, then we have this animation on scroll. Okay, here we have the services section. So here you can see we have this type of layout, like here we have the accordion. So in the accordion we have this type of thing. So this is fully built using the Elementor version 4. Here we also have the image. So this is not loading right now, so you can see this is loaded. I have added the lazy load in this, so you can see all of these things. So this is the accordion. Okay, so let's go below. Here you can see we have this about us section. So this is built using the Elementor version 4. So I will show you how to master this type of container. So you can see we have this type of layout here. So 10 plus years of experience, about us, and here we have this type of client satisfaction numbers and all. Okay, let's go below. Here you can see we have the project section. We have an amazing project that we designed with a great team. Here we have marketing, graphic. Okay, here we have this social media, graphic, and marketing. Okay, so this is also built using the Elementor version. Then we have the testimonial section. Here you can see we have the amazing feedback from our clients. We have this image. Here we have this type of things. Okay, then we have the FAQ section here. Okay, we have this FAQ. Okay, this is the FAQ section. All of these sections are there. Okay, this is also built using the Elementor version 4. So I will show you how to make this type of layout. Okay, at last you can see we have this footer. So this is also built using the Elementor version 4. Here we have the logo. Here we have about a section, pages. So all of these pages are there. Quick links are there. Okay, here we have the callers here, say hello, mail us here, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the social icons are also there. And here we have the copyright section, and we can also, and this is the scroll to top button. So when we click on this button, it will go to the top like this. Okay, so I will show you how to make this type of fully responsive website. Okay, so you can see when we click on this about, it will go to the about. Similarly for the services, projects, FAQ, and testimonials. So contact is not linked right now. So you can see menu is also working. So let's go to this. So let me show you that this website is fully responsive for the smallest screens also. So you can see I am using mobile simulator for this. So let me show you that mobile simulator. You can see you can go to the Google Chrome extension, and here you can find this mobile simulator. Okay, here you can just change the layout, like let's change the layout to iPhone 14 Pro Max. Okay, now you can see here we have this type of layout, and this is fully responsive. Let me show you that the header is also sticky at the top. Okay, fully responsive. You can see fully responsive here, website development, all of these things are there. Okay, you can see all these sections, about us. Okay, so you can see all of these sections are fully responsive. FAQ section is also there. Okay, so I will show you how to make this type fully responsive website. So we can click on this and it will go to the top. The menu is also working when we click on the about. Okay, the menu is also sticky at the top. So let's go to the FAQ. Then we have this testimonial, and also we have this contact. Okay, so you can see this website is fully built using the Elementor version for Atomic Elements, and I will show you that how to build this type of awesome website using that. So we are gonna build everything from scratch. Okay, so we are not gonna import any premium template like other YouTubers. So also I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Also, if you want to buy this kit, all the links are in the video description. Do check it out. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the video, and we're gonna build this awesome website step by step from start. So for making this website, I have installed a fresh WordPress installation. So let me show you all the things which are required for making this. So let's go to the themes. Okay, so the theme which I am using is the official Hello Elementor theme. Okay, let's go to the plugins. So the plugins which I am using are the Elementor and its pro version. Okay, then after that you have to install all of these things. Okay, then you have to go to these settings and you have to do some settings like checking these boxes. So checking this box will disable Elementor default colors and make Elementor inherit the color from your theme. Okay, same for the fonts. Okay, let's save the changes. Okay, so these are the small things which are we have to make. So let's add a new page here first. Okay, so you can see we have this hello Elementor theme like this. So we're gonna keep this to the trash baby. Okay, now let's add this. So here we're gonna add a home. Okay, so let's show the template as a default element of full width and let's publish this. Okay, after that we have to set this as a home page. Go to the settings, go to the reading, I think reading. Okay, we have to go to the readings. Here you can see show the static page and here show the home page and here also show the expert. Okay, so this thing is done. Okay, now let me upload all the media which are required for making this. So I will give you all of these images in the video description for free so you can follow along with me. Okay, so these are the images, right? So we can upload these images. Okay, so now you can see these images are getting uploaded, so let's wait for it. And also you can see we gonna copy some color codes. So in this video we're gonna use the Elementor version 4 also with the old version. Okay, so this website is the combination of both of them. Okay, so we're gonna use the Elementor version 4 where it is best, and where it is not best we're gonna use the Elementor version 3. Okay, so like this things will go. Okay, so these images are done. If you want to have these images, all the links I will put in the video description so you can follow along with me. Okay, now you can go to the visit site and it will open that home page. Okay, now let's click on this page, edit page, and we can click on this edit with Elementor. Okay, now I have to copy these color codes. Okay, so I'm going to show you that we have to copy the color code. So first you can see here we have the design system. So click on this design system. Here we have to add these colors. Okay, let me go to this color picker. Okay, I'm gonna pick this green color first. Okay, let me copy this. Here you can see after the design system, click on this plus icon. Here you can add the colors, and here just name the color name like green. Okay, then click on this and you can paste this color. So this is the green. Okay, now I want this black color also. So this black or grayish color little bit. So for this also we can click on this plus colors, and here we can write this like gray dark. Let's name this. Okay, so space is not allowed here, so you can just put a minus sign. Okay, here we have this gray color. Okay, now I want to make this, I think let's copy this black color also. This black color is a little bit like this, so we can copy this. Okay, here also we can add this color, and here we can add this black. Okay, here we can just add this. Okay, so these are the colors. So I think more colors are there. I think let me see. Okay, here we have the gray color also, little BG color, so we can copy this color code also. Okay, and this would be like BG. Okay, here we can just make this like this. Okay, let's save the changes. Okay, you can see the changes are getting saved right now. We can just go to this light like this, and here we can add a font. Okay, so the font is, I think let me check which font we are using. So the fonts which we are using are the only one font which we are using, plus Jakarta. Okay, right, so we can just write this here, font 1. Okay, font 1, and here we can just name this like plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, so this is added, but sometime the Elementor version 4 is not currently in alpha phase, so we have so many bugs here also, but I'm gonna making some videos for you guys. Okay, so design elements are ready. You can just click on this again and see everything is looking great. Okay, let's close this again. Okay, now we have to go to the site settings, and here we have to put this designs. Okay, so we can just plus Jakarta font, we can add this global fonts. Okay, so right here we can add a plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, for the secondary also we're gonna add a plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, then for the text also we can add a plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, and for the accent also we can add like plus Jakarta. Okay, and now we have to save the changes. Okay, let's get back. global colors. Here we can add the color like what colors we are using. Pick color. Here we can just pick this color. Okay. I think the okay, this is was active. Okay, so the color picker tool, here we can just paste the green. Okay, now we want to put this BG. Okay, here we can put the like BG. Okay, now we have to put this gray and black color. Let's put this black first. Okay, this is the black. Okay, then I want this BG color also. Okay, here we can just add this like black little. Let's name this black little, or gray dark we can also put. Okay, so you have this all the colors. Let's see, all the colors are there. Okay, I think now we don't want any color, so let me close this, and here go, and here we're gonna save the changes. Okay, let's get back. Here we can go to the typography. Okay, in the typography also we can put like plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, for the link also we can put like plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, for the H1 we can put plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, here also we can put plus Jakarta Sans. Jakarta Sans H3, then we have the H4. Here also we can put plus Jakarta Sans. Okay, for the HY also the Sans, and afterwards at last we have this S6. Okay, let's save the changes. Okay, so you can see changes are done. We are able to make. Okay, now you can see we can also add this layout like this. We can give in percentage like 90%. Okay, remove the padding, make it 0. Okay, and for the default page layout we can set this Elementor full width, right? And let's save the changes. Okay, so this much things we have to done. Okay, let's close this. Okay, now after that let me refresh the editor once again, so it will load all of the things which are done right now. Okay, so now we can close this. Okay, so now we are ready to build this awesome website using the Elementor version 4. Okay, so let's get started. Now we have to make this hero section. So for building the hero section, you can see this is very easy. So we have to add container first. So let's add this like container. Okay, we can name this container as hero. Okay, first let's make this. So you can see we have the styles here. We can go to the background color, and here we can choose that variable from here. So this is the black color, right? Okay, and also we have this like here spacing is coming, so we can go to the padding and remove all of the spacing. Okay, so we can keep the spacing like at the top. I think I have added. Okay, at the top we can add like 60. This is 60, and from right and left we're gonna give some padding for the. Okay, also we can go to this like size, and here for the width we can make this 100%. Okay, like this. So you can see this is looking great. Now you can see we have to add the first section here. So let's add a flexbox inside this, and we can also name this like top headings. Okay, so this is for the top headings. Okay, and inside this also we have to go to the sizing. You have to remove these things manually. I tried, but there is no option, so I might know in future they will add. Okay, let's add one more here, one. Okay, let me go to this spacing also, and here also we can remove all of these paddings, right? And we can just duplicate this and name this too. Okay, now we can just go to the layout and make this like okay, now you can see we have to add this heading. So let me choose this heading from here, and this is the heading, right? go to the styles, and in the typography we have to make this like white color. Okay, font family we can use from here plus Jakarta, and font weight I think we can use like 600. Okay, and this would be 55, or we can use the 60 also. Okay, make the font size 500. Okay, we can make the 65. Okay, now you can see we have these buttons here. For adding the buttons we can add a flexbox below. Okay, so this is the one, we can go to this one. Okay, here we can name the button box. So let's make this. Click on the main first box. Okay, then we can make this like this. Okay, and for the button box we can go to the spacing and we can remove the padding, access padding from here. Okay, now you can see we have to keep some gap, right? So here we can put the gap of 30. Okay, this is also coming in the center, so you can see we have 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, here is the top heading. Inside we have 1 and this is 2. Click on the top heading and here we can make this stretch, right? Okay, now we can just add a button here. From here button we have to add this. Okay, so this button will say get started, so let me add this, get started. Go to styles. Here you can see we have the background option, and here also we can use the green color, right? And for the typography option here we can use this black color also, black. Okay, so background color I have chosen, let's choose this green, right? Okay, so font family we can choose from here like plus Jakarta, and font weight we can choose 500. Okay, so this is 20, 15, 14. Okay, here we can just make this 600. Okay, now you can see the border radius. We can also increase this width. Okay, so let's increase this width a little bit. Okay, now if you go to this like border radius, you can see we have this option to put like 10 or 100. Okay, and we can, let's make this a little bit smaller. So there are so many small blocks right now, but this is good to use. Okay, let's keep this much. Okay, now you can see the padding a little bit more, right? So we can go to the spacing, right? And here we can just make this 8, and here we can make this 8, and from the right and left we can make this 25, left also 25. Okay, here also we can make this 10. Okay, and on hover we have this transition. So when we hover, like we have to add this as a convert to global class, and this is the btn1. Okay, so we have added this as a class, so btn1 is a class. Now we can just go to the background and we can just click on this hover state, and now you can just add the color, like we can make this okay, we can make this like transparent on hover, right? And also here you can see on btn1 on normal state we don't have the border, so let's put the border of this same color. Okay, border type is solid. Okay, and now we can go to this hover state, and inside this we have to put the border, like the border will be black. Okay, now the border will be not black, it would be white. Okay, and the fonts typography, here we can use the black color, so we can use this like okay, we can use this white color. Okay, let's publish this one. So here you can see we have the button one, everything is in the class. Okay, now let me go here and we can duplicate this button. Go to the button box, layout, and here we can just make this. Okay, here we can make this 10. Okay, 10. Now you can see we have this styles, so we can just copy this. Okay, we can duplicate this and we can remove this from here. Okay, we can name this class as button 2. Okay, so this is the different buttons. Here you have to just change the background, like if this is this, so you can just make this like transparent. Okay, and for the typography we can just make this like let's make this like white. Okay, and also you can see we have the border radius, I think. So for the border we can make this also white. Okay, and when we hover on it, like when we hover on it, so it will become the green. Okay, and border width would be also be green. And what things are there? Okay, typography. So typography would be like black. Okay, so here we can add the change the title as read more. Okay, now let's publish. You can see this much is done. Now you can put this like text here, paragraph. So we are getting very small paragraphs, so we can just copy this and we can just paste it here. Okay, and here in the typography we can put this like a white color. Okay, and everything would be like a font family. We can put this plus Jakarta. Font weight would be 400. Okay, font size would be 16 pixel, 15 pixel. Okay, so this thing is done. We can just convert it as the global class. So you can see I'm trying to convert this in the global class, but this is not working. Okay, so what we can do, we can just put a new class for it, like, so this is para1. Okay, enter. So this is the para1. Okay, so you can see here we can just make this plus Jakarta. Okay, here you have to just change this again. So you can see this is the colors are working, changing. You can also make this white, so this will be done. Okay, and for the hover state, we have already put like background as green. Okay, and the border would be also, border width would be 1, and this would be green. Border type would be solid, and border radius is already there. So this much changes we want. Okay, now let's publish. So let's try to publish. Okay, now if I click on this and view the page, you can see this is working, and this is also be using Elementor version 4. Okay, there is some issue. I have to check this. Okay, if I go to this like para, let's click on this para. If I go to this hover state, you can see we have this stuff there. So we want to remove this hover state. Okay, so this is very simple. You have to just click on this para, and here you can see we can just use this para one. Okay, from the para one we want to just remove this hover state color, like we can just go here, background is there, we can just remove this. Okay, we can just make this transparent. Okay, to make it clear, so we don't have any things here. Border is there. I don't know why border is coming. Clear this. Okay, here also we don't want. Okay, so you can see this is looking great. Now you can see we have to make this publish. So now you can see over the top heading, So we have to add some gaps also, like we don't have any gaps here. Okay, here we can put the gap of 40. Okay, like this. Accept the changes. Okay, now we have to just refresh, and after refreshing you can see here, you can see the text is coming at the end. So we can just click on this, go to the layout, and here we can make this in the end like this. Okay, let's say publish. So this is done. Okay, now you can see we have to make this layout now let's make this section. So for making this section, what we can do, we can just let's go to this. Okay, so here you can see we have to build this. So now what we can do, we can just, you can see we have the top headings, right? So here we can just add a new container. Okay, let's try to add this flex box here somewhere. Oh, so you can see we can just drag and drop this to the top, right? We can make it below. Okay, here we can write like images, simple. Now let's click on this hero, and here we can go and add some gaps like 30, 40. Okay, here we have the images, layout, spacing. We can just make this like a 0 pixel. Okay, now you can see here we have the containers, right? So the first one will be flexbox 1, and here we have the spacing like 0. Okay, this is the one. Now let's duplicate this and duplicate this again. Okay, now you can see here we have this. Okay, now we have to put the first image. So okay, let's keep putting the images. So for the image, I'm gonna use the old image widget, right? We can make this here. Let's pick this full. Okay, go to the media library. Here we can just make this. So for the custom values, so for the matching the custom values, I'm gonna open my website here. So I'm gonna use the same values here because it will make the video long if I try and catch error. So for that, and here also you can see here we have the two images, right? So in the center one, we're gonna just copy this and put this images. Okay, let's duplicate this. Okay, let's name this to 2, and here we can name this to 3. So this is the 2. Okay, and here we can just make this, and here we can also make this like this, and this would be this image. Okay, here we can use this image for the top, and the below image will be this. Okay, here also you can see we have this gaps, right? So for the gaps we can just put these images. In the layout you can see these are like this, so like this. Here we can put the gap of 30, or we can put the 20, right? So this is open. So currently let's wait for it. So till now we can add some border radius, like go to the border radius at 20. Okay, let's copy everywhere like this. Okay, and here in the second image also we want to put this as 20, so there is gap. Okay, now you can see this is looking strange, bro. Okay, so this is still not loaded, so let's go here. I think we can go to the 1, right? And here go to this size, and here we can just make this like we can use like 30%. Let's give this. Okay, 30, and for this one also we can give like 30. Okay, here also we can give 30, 60, and the remaining 40. Okay, let's give 40% to this, right? And the remaining 30 we would give to this. Okay, this is the size, and here we can choose the percentage, and remaining 30 would be give. Okay, so this is okay. Now let's me go here. So the one in here, in the one I have given 40%, so let's give this the 1 to 40%, right? Okay, and this is custom 600 by 600, so let's put this custom, and this would be 600, and this would be 600. Okay, let's apply. Okay, now this is the same. So for the second container I have given like 30% size. Okay, so I am right, I was right, bro. Here 30% is given. Okay, and the last one is this size 30, and this is like 500 by 700. So this is like 500 by 700, and let's apply. Okay, now this is done. Okay, so let's keep open this. So now we can go to this and let's refresh this here. After refreshing, you can see this is done and this is looking great. Okay, yeah, here I think I have given like height is auto here. Okay, height 100%. So let's give this also. Here height we can make this percentage and this would be 100%. Okay, now let's publish. So this will cover the whole height. Okay, so in this way we can build a layout using Elementor version 4. You can see this is looking great. Okay, now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this logo and this services section. Now we're going to build this logo section. So for that we can just add a new container. Okay, so this time we're going to use this old Elementor container. Okay, we're going to use this container. Okay, so I'm going to showing you that how you can mix these containers and use clients logos. So we can just make this a little bit smaller. Okay, here you can see we want this color like a black little. Okay, now we can just go to the advanced and here we can put like 30 to the top, 30 to the bottom. Okay, and here also we can put these images. Okay, so we have these images, right? So we can just duplicate these 5 images. Also, if you want, you can use the grid here. Okay, let's use a grid because that will be easy to do for the mobile screen also. So inside this we're gonna use the grid. Okay, we have also atomic elements grid here. Type this, you can see. Okay, you can also use that, but I'm gonna use the okay, let's use this grid I use. This is not great for right now, so I'm gonna use a simple grid because this is a simple layout, so we don't need any fancy things. Okay, right? So this thing. Okay, now inside this we're gonna add a container. Okay, now we're gonna put the image inside this, and this image would be this logo. Okay, and here we can put the logo word. Okay, make everything in the center. Okay, here we can just make this 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. Okay, here also we can make this to 30. Okay, now you have to just replace the logos like this. Okay, let's replace all of these logos one by one, and here we can put this to this. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish. You can also go here and check, so you can see this is looking great. Okay, if you want to make the size smaller, just go to this grid and you have to just add the spacing like 100, or you can put the spacing like 80, 60, so this will be smaller. Okay, now let me go to this and we can go here. You can see this is looking great. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the services section. Now we're making the services section. We can just add a new container here. Okay, here we're gonna use the flexbox. Okay, atomic version 4. Okay, this is the services. Okay, go to the spacing and here we can just remove everything, padding from this. Okay, and here also we can just make this like size. Okay, 100%, and this would be 100%. Okay, here we can put the 60, and this would be like 100. Okay, and here you can see what we can do. Here you can see we have this BG color. Okay, so let's go to this style, and here we can go to background color, and here we can just use these variables and we can put this BG. Okay, like this. Okay, now you can see we have this two text, right? So for the first heading we can add this. and this we can write hash, and this is saying services, so hash services, right? Okay, hash services. Go to typography. Here we can set this as variable like plus Jakarta, font weight like 300, and this would be 15, 16, 16. Okay, and this would be 400. Okay, and here you can see we can set this to color like this color. Okay, now you can see we have this okay, there is one more issue that we have to add a flexbox, right? And inside this we can just go to this spacing, remove this paddings and all. So we can just make this inner inside this. Okay, so this is the top. Okay, now go to the layout, and here we can just set this like this. Gap would be 30. We can set the gap, or we can just make it like this. Okay, and here we can just add the new title. Okay, now we can just go to this, right? And here we can convert to global class. So this is the bug. You can see when I try to convert this in a global class, this is not working. So right now Elementor is version 4 is good, but things are not working sometimes. Okay, so that's why it is not in the fully alpha phase. Okay, that is the reason I'm wise not using it, but for making the videos for you guys. So now you can see here also we can just make the typography like font family. Let's choose this like this. Okay, font weight we can choose this like 600. Okay, 500, and font size here would be like 30, 40. Okay, and we can make this in the end like this. Okay, and here also we can put the sizing as 100%. Okay, and for that we can use the typography and make it in the end like this. Okay, you can also view this from here. Okay, and I think we have to make this width like 80%, or we can make this to 60%. So this will be in the two line like this. This is coming below. I think that is very strange. Let's publish this once, and let me go here and refresh. Let's see. Okay, so this is looking great here. So now what we can do, we can just go to this like typography, and here we can make this to black color, right? So let's try to make this as convert to global. So convert to global class is not working, guys. Okay, but you can set this as like heading 1. Okay, add new. Then after adding new, you want to set everything again like 60%. So, and here you can see the font plus Jakarta, so it will be tick. So it means this is added to that class. Okay, so convert to global class is a little bit messy and don't work. So here, because everything is done, I think so. Okay, so this is done. So now whenever you will add a heading, suppose I want to add a heading again, okay, like this, and if I go to this, and here if I go to heading 1, so you can see this will inherit the class of this. Okay, but not fully. Some things are not coming here. I think we don't have the padding. Padding is also added. Okay, now let's try to add like this, and here we can add the padding one. Okay, so you can see this is working like this. Okay, so that's why we use this Elementor version 4. So this will be very good in future when it will be fully alpha. So now let's make this. Okay, let's make this accordion, guys. So for making this accordion, we have to just add a new container below. accordion. Okay, or we can make this like main. Okay, go to like spacing, and here we can make this 0. Okay, here also we can search for the accordion. So right now you can see accordion is not present in the Elementor version 4. So many things are not there, but still we are using this. So let's check this. Okay, here we can put like 40. Okay, now you can see we have to put this. Okay, accordion, and here we can just make this. Okay, now you can see we have to go to this header. Okay, here you can see the white color we have, right, and the border radius would be 100. Okay, and for the active color we have this green, and for this color also we have this green. Okay, now in the header, for the normal state we can use the so plus Jakarta font is already set in the default, right? So this will be coming, that font is already coming, so we can just make this 30, 25. Okay, font weight will be 600, like this. Now inside this, so you can see here this type of layout, right? So we can just add a new container. So let's use the container, the old one, because I don't know version 4 will how will it will work. Okay, let's make this, and here also we can make this. Okay, this also 20. Okay, this is white. Okay, 20. Okay, now we can click on this accordion, and here you can see distance would be like this, 15. Okay, now you can see we have to make this, and also we can just click on the accordion, and here you can have the padding, like you can click on the 15. Okay, now you can see we have to make this. Okay, now inside this we want to add the two container again, like 1. Okay, so we can name this inner, and this is the 1, 2. Okay, so this one for we can make this 30 and 70, right? So here also we can put like para. For the para we also gonna use this. So you can see we can create the website using both. Okay, Elementor version 4 and version 3. Okay, both will work here. So you can just use things. Okay, now we can just put these images like this. Cool. Okay, here we can put the image like 500 by 400. Okay, let's try. Okay, and here we can just set the max width. Okay, and here also we can make this full width. Okay, here also we can set this like. Okay, now we can use the grid here. Okay, let's use the grid. Okay, this is 1 and this is 3. Okay, and this is the 1, and we can just make this at the end. Now we can just add a container inside this, right? And you can see here we can name this like a box. Okay, now inside the box we're gonna add an image. Okay, so this is inside this, right? You can make this inside box. Okay, so this is the image we have to use. So the first image is that this support one. Okay, we can make this full, and we can also go to the custom width, and we can just set this like this. Okay, and here also inside the box, so we can set this. Okay, now we can make this as a heading. Okay, so here we can add the full support. Okay, and we can just make this like this 600, and we can also convert this like 15 to like this. Okay, like this, and here also we can make this to smaller like 10. Okay, now we can just duplicate this 3 times. So duplicate this. So this is in the below. Okay, so this is done layout. Okay, so this layout is done. Now we can just go to the accordion here, and here we can remove the rest, and here to just change the titles here. 4 titles are there, so we can just update. Okay, here also you can just put the gap of like we can put a gap of 20 or 15. Okay, border type would be none. Okay, none. And header content border type would be none. Like that. Let's save the changes. Okay, so this section is I think done. So let me just update this, and we can just go here and refresh. And after refreshing, you can see this is looking great. Okay, here you have to just update the content. If you want to change the height of this image, you can just update it. Everything is possible. Okay, so this section is done. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this about us section using the Elementor version 4. Okay, now we have to make this about us section. So for making the about us section, what we can do, we can just add a new container first. Right, let's me add this container. Okay, this is very much close to our design, so we can just change this name to about us. Okay, and here you can see we have the spacing. Right, we can just remove the padding, and inside this we can have the 1, we can have the 2. Okay, in the 1 we can have the size like okay, size don't play here, we can just remove the padding 0. For the second one also we can remove the size. Okay, size spacing padding 0. Okay, and let's go to the style, and here we can set the background color. So for setting the background color, we can just go to this. Here I have this background, and here we can set the background color to black, right? And also we have to set some padding to the top like 60. This would be 60, and this would be like 100, and this would be like 100, like this. Okay, now we can just add an image. We're gonna use the old version image. So here you can see what is the size of this. So 400 by 500, right? So we can just choose this image like this, and we can use the custom value. So this is 400 by 500, so we can use the 400 by 500 and apply. Okay, and go to styles, and here we can add the border radius 20. Okay, now you can see we have to add a container here. Okay, so here we can add the rating box. So this is a rating box which we have here, right? So here we can just go to this like go to this spacing. We can make this like 0, and now we can just go to the layout, and we can just make everything like this. Okay, here we can search for the rating. Okay, we can increase the size of this. Okay, and here you can see we have the 1. Okay, 50. So here you can see This we have like 100. Okay, and also below that we can add a heading, and this setting would be like typography. Okay, font weight would be 400 and font size would be 18. Color would be white. Okay, rating box, here we can put the like this. Okay, let's publish this one so we don't lose any time. Now you can see we have to make this, right? So for making this, let's put first some padding or gaps here like this. Here we can put like 40. Okay, 40 is not recommended, 30 is good, or we can use the 20. Let's do 30. Okay, here we can use the top. Spacing would be 0. Okay, now we can just copy this, paste this, and here we can just make the typography, and here we can also make this white, right? And this will change to about us. Okay, now you can see we have to just copy this from here. Okay, and we can put this here. Okay, layout like this. Okay, here and here in the typography we want to just make the smaller things. Okay, 45, and here we can just copy this. Okay, here in the top we can put some gap like 30, or we can put 20. Okay, now in the last section we want to add a flexbox here, right? And this would be inner, and here also we can make the spacing to 0 pixel. Okay, spacing to 0 pixel. Okay, here also we can add the flexbox 1, and here also we can add this to 0. Okay, and this is 2, and here also we can put the spacing to this. Okay, so we can copy this image and we can put this image here. So this is this digital marketing one, so you can just copy this image. Okay, and here inner one, here 1 and 2, you can click on the inner. Okay, and here also we can put like 20, or we can put this 30. Okay, 30. Now we can just copy this setting here and we can just paste it. Okay, and we can just use this. Okay, now we can just use the lorem ipsum from somewhere, because you can see I'm just copying and pasting everything. So this is the power of the Elementor, that you can make website using Elementor by using copy paste. And here we can go to the layout, we can make everything here like this. So let's make this, and here also we can put like 20. Okay, now we have to make this last section. Okay, so for making that we have to, okay, so in the inner one, 1 and 2, so in this 2 I want to add a flex box. Okay, go to spacing, here we can make this 0. Okay, now we're gonna move this everything here. Okay, here we can also make this top. Okay, and here also we can put the gap of 20. Okay, now we can add a flex box here. Bottom, and here we can just make this to bottom. Okay, now in the second one we can make everything at the last. So this is coming in the last, and now in the bottom one go to spacing again and make the 0. Okay, let's publish this once. So now we are ready to make this. So now there are so many sections, I know, but if you go slow and slow you will understand how I'm doing. Okay, now you can see we have to make these two things again here, right? So we can add a 1 here, 1, and we can just go to the spacing and make this 0. Okay, and here we can also make this duplicate. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have this 10 plus year experience and this button, right? So we can just add here like counter. Okay, and here we can add the 10 plus 10 plus year of experience. Okay, now we can just make this number. Okay, now the counter value we can just make this in the end here to start. Number we can decrease the size of this number or increase, so we can just increase it to 45, make this 600, 700, or we can make this 800. So nothing is working, guys. Okay, so version 4 is good but not that good. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish. And now you can see that we have built this much website. Now let's move ahead. So now we have to build that button. Okay, so for making the button, what we can do, we can just copy this from the top, because we have already created that button. So you can also make the new button, and you can also add the CSS class, but the best way is that you can just okay, let's click on this one, go to layout, and here we can just add this like this. Okay, now you can see that there is very less space, so we can add the space, like we can create the space of like 50, 60. Okay, so here you can just add that button. So suppose I want to remove this button, so you can see that it is removed, but when I add it again from here, so you can see that, so this will apply here like that. Okay, so now what we can do, we have to just make this. So for making this we can just go to this. Okay, here you can see we have the background color, so we can just choose the background color if we have variable. Okay, so we have the variable, but we want the white color, right? So we can just use this white color. Okay, now we can just go to the spacing, and here we have this padding option. Okay, we have this padding, and we can also have this border radius. Okay, we can add this border radius, like let's increase this width little bit. Okay, we can increase the width from here. Okay, now we can just click on this too, and we can just have this like okay, so this is the padding. We have to get the border radius. So here we have 20. Okay, now you can see we want these icons and all. So first we need this image tag, so let's choose the image tag. So you can use the mix of both, like Elementor version 4 and Elementor version 3 also. Okay, like this. Okay, now we can just go to this custom value, and we can increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, here also we can go to the layout, and we can just make this like this. Okay, we can just increase the size more, like 45. Okay, now you can see we have this 100% client satisfaction, so we can just copy this. Okay, here, and here we have to just change the colors. So for the color we have this black color. Okay, and for the title we can have this like this color. Okay, now what we can do, we can just click on this, and here we can just add this 40. Okay, here also we can have the gaps like 30. Okay, so you have to just change the content like 97% client satisfaction. So we can just go here, and here we can add this like 97%. Here we can just change the name. Okay, here we can write client section. Okay, so here also you can see the title having some line height issue, so we can just fix that from here, I think. Okay, you can see we can just increase according to it 1.2. Okay, now you can see. Okay, and we have to create some gaps also. We can just go here and let's create the title gap. Okay, now let's publish. Also you can see in the bottom we have 1 and 2 value. Okay, now we can go to the layout, and here we can just add the like 20. Okay, let's save the changes. Okay, now we can just go here and we can refresh this. Okay, now you can see this is looking great, and we have successfully built that also. Okay, so now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this project section. Okay, now so for making this project section, what we can do, we can just add a new container here again. Okay, let's add the new container. Okay, we can also name this like projects. Okay, and here also we can see we have this like go to this spacing, and here we can add this 0, right? Now we can just add at the top like 60, and okay, we want to remove this. Okay, 60. Here also 60. Here we have the 100. Here we have the 100 also. Okay, like this. So now we can just go to this. We can close the layout, close the spacing. We can go to the background, and here we can just use this BG color. Okay. Now we can just add a new flex box. Okay, this will contain these two things. So we can have this like text. Go to spacing again. Here we can add the border radius like 0. Okay, now we have to again copy this. So let's go to this thing, and we can copy this. Okay, let's go below, and here we can paste it. Okay, now we need to copy this thing again. Okay, and here also we can just make this like this. Okay, we can just update the font size of this. Okay, now you can see we have this second section. Okay, let's publish this one. So you can see now we have to make this layout. So for making this layout, what we can do, we can just click on this. So in the version 3 we can add by clicking this add a new container, but in this we don't have an option. So we can just drag and drop this here. Okay, so this is at the top, you can just make it below. Okay, now we can make this main. Okay, so you can name anything whatever you want, just you have to remember that section for naming. Okay, now you can see we have this. Okay, now what we can do, we can just add this white color. Okay, we can add this white color here. Okay, here also we can add the padding. Okay, here also we can add the layout like okay, we have the border, and we can add the border radius like 20. Okay, now what we can do, we can just add a grid here. Okay, we also have this grid, but we're gonna use this all grid. Okay, because that grid is not good perfect right now. So when it will be perfect, I'm gonna use that for all use for the future video. Okay, now here we can add the 2, here we can add the 1. Okay, now you can see. Now what we can do, we can just add a new flexbox inside. Okay, remove the spacing from here. Okay, and inside this we have to add an image. So we can use this version 3 image. Okay, so this goes outside. We can name this flexbox as box. Go to this image and we can just drag and drop this below. Okay, so this will be inside this. Like, now we have to add this image, so we can choose any random image. Okay, we have this image. Okay, we can make this full, and this we can make width, and the border radius would be 20. Okay, here also we can make this like okay, now we can see we have this like we can just add a container. Okay, now we can just click on this spacing, and the padding would be 0. Okay, now you can see we have this here like this. Okay, now we can just add a heading here, like just add the heading. Okay, this is the text. Okay, we can go to the layout, and here we can just make it in the center. Okay, we can just copy this from here. Okay, go to styles, and here we can add like services heading. Okay, now not the services, we can add like projects, because this is projects. Okay, like this. So you can see now we have this class here. Now all the changes which you will be do, this will be added to this class. Okay, so whenever you need the change same thing anywhere, you have to just enter that class. Okay, we can use the 700 bold also. Okay, font size will be like 30, 35. Okay, here also we can add this 600. Okay, now we want this button, right? Okay, we also make this smaller, like 20, 26 is looking great. Now we can add the button, so we can just add the button here. Okay, we can add this like marketing. Okay, now you can see we have this border, and on hover we have this color. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just click on this. Okay, no styles are added, so we can just add the class here like projects btn. Okay, now we can go to this like background. Okay, here we can just make this transparent. Okay, go to border, and here we have to add the border radius of 100. Okay, and the border color would be black, and we have the typography. Here we can use the like same fonts. Okay, font weight will be 500. Okay, here we can add this like 600. Okay, now we can add the border radius here, border type solid. Okay, now we can choose the text color as black. Okay, you can also preview this, like you can preview this. Okay, the border color is not visible, I don't know why. Here we have to click on this, so we can just go to this border. Okay, border width is not given here, border width. Now we have to remove some spacing, like padding. Padding would be 8. Okay, and this would be 15. Okay, here also we can make this like 14. Okay, so in this way, and on hover what we can do, we have to just click on this, and for the hover values we have to just add it here, like here you can see we have the background, right? So we can use the color as green. Okay, and border width is also be green. Okay, so bravo, this is done. We can go to the text and we can just put some gap like 30. Okay, let's publish it. Okay, now you can see we have to go to the box and here we can just duplicate it. Okay, we have this grid here, so let's say decrease the value of their gaps. Okay, so in this way you can just make this project section. We can just preview this from here. Okay, so in this this is going down, but this is not in the down. So what we can do, we can just update this and we can go to here and we can refresh the changes. So let's see. Okay, you can see we have this here. Now you can see this image is little small, so that is very simple. You have to just click on this and you can choose a custom value. So here you can just add some custom value like 800 by 400. Okay, so it will crop this image and you can also preview this like this. Okay, let's crop this little bit more, 300. Okay, so let's save this. Now let's go here and we're gonna refresh this. After refreshing, you can see that this is coming below. Below we can click on the grid. Okay, we can just go here and like this, do at the top. Justify would be center and align items would be start like this. Okay, now we can just go here and refresh. Okay, like this is a little bit bigger, so we can just add a little bit bigger as 400. Okay, now you can see we have these projects and we have the text in this. Go to the layout and here we can just make this 60. Okay, now let's see the changes. Here we have to just update the content, so you can just update the content according to you, and you can also link these things. Okay, now I'm not updating the contents now. We can just go here and refresh. Oh, looking good. Now we can just click on this grids. Okay, now you can see. Okay, now you can see we have this grid, right? You can just duplicate this. Okay, then click on this main grid, right? And you can just do it like this. Okay, also you can see we have to keep some gap like 40. Okay, so for the second grid, we need only one, so we can just go to the one, and here we can just decrease the second one. Okay, like this, and you have to just replace all of this content, right? Okay, so let's have the changes. Let's see where the front end is looking good or not. We can just go here and we can refresh it. So after refreshing, you can see the section is working. Just this image is very big, so you have to fix that. Otherwise only these two sections are left, and then we can build these two sections. Okay, now if I go here and let's refresh this, you can see this image is looking very big, so you can also fix that. Let me show you how. You have to just click on this image, go to this custom value, right, and here you can see we have the 800 by 450. Okay, so you can just give this random values, so you can see this image is looking good now. Okay, also we have this thing below. Now what we can do, we can just let's go below top. So you can see now we have to make this layout. So for making this, we have to just go to this first one. Okay, and we can just duplicate this. Okay, now we can just move this to the last. Okay, and after that we can just now we can just move these boxes, so one below and this is here. So now you can see this design is looking good. Only you have to just update the content of these things. Okay, now let's refresh. So after refreshing, you can see this is also small and this is also looking good. Okay, now you have to just replace all of this content. Okay, After that, you can see we have to build this testimonial. So let's start building this beautiful testimonial. Now you can see that we have this thing ready. Okay, you have to just update this content and all. Okay, now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this testimonial section. Okay, so for making the testimonial, what we can do, we can just add a new container here. Okay, so you can see. Okay, let's add the new container. Okay, we can name this here like testimonial, and here also in the layout we can just add this like this. Okay, now we can just go to this background. Okay, here also we can add this like a black color. Okay, now we can go to this spacing, and here we can just remove all the spacing, and we can just add it here like at the top we can add 60, here also 60, and here also we can put like 100. Okay, here also we can put this 100. Okay, now you can see what we can do, we can just copy this, like we can just copy this from the top. Okay, and we can paste it here, and you can see we have the testimonial. Go to the layout, and here we can just make this at the start. Okay, now we can just remove this like name testimonial. Okay, we can name this testimonial. Okay, so this is coming gray color. You can also make this white, like go to this. Okay, we can make this white. Okay, now you can see we have this feedback form. So I think we have a black text heading here also. So we have this, so we can just copy this. You have to go below, and here we can just go and paste this. Okay, now we can just copy this here. Okay, like this. You can just click on this testimonial, and we can just add this like 30. Okay, now you can see we have this section. So here we can add this like 20. Now we can add one more flexbox below this. Okay, so this is a flexbox. So here you can see we have very simple layout, right? So for that we can just name this like mail. Okay, we can just go to the layout option, and here also we can make everything in the center. Okay, so let's click on this. Now we can go to this spacing, padding 0. Okay, now you can see we have to make this to section again. So we can just add the flexbox inside this. So this will be image. Okay, here the spacing we have this 0. Okay, we can click on this main layout, and we can just do it like this. Okay, now you can see we click on this select first, and this is the text. Click on this first. Okay, now we have to add this like size. We can give this size as the percentage value, and we can give this 30. Okay, and for the second one we have this here width, and this will be 70%. Okay, now what we can do, we can just add an image. Just add the image here, and this image would be this this sunglasses one. Okay, we have this sunglasses image. Let's see this one. Okay, now we can just this full width. You can also add this water radius like this. Okay, now for the second one, you can just go to the second width. Here you have to first update the background color to white. Okay, and we have the border radius here, and here we can also add the border radius of 20. Okay, now we can just go to this position, go to spacing. Here we can also add the padding to like 20. Okay, here we can choose the icon. Okay, now we can add this quote here, and we can also make this black. Okay, and here also we can just add the addings like okay, let's add the para here. Okay, you can just move it below, go to text, layout, and here also we can make this. So we can just copy this, click on this, click this. Okay, now we can go to the typography. Here we can choose that font default. So the font is set at the default. If you don't want to update, this will automatically update it here. Like you can choose 35, 30. Okay. Now you can see we can click on this text, and here also we can add this 20. Okay, now you can see we have this like image and these things. So for that we can just add a container. Okay, let's add a flexbox below that. Okay, and we can name this like image box. Okay, here also we need the space. So in the main we have this image and text, right? Click on the main, and here we can put the gap of 30. Okay, now you can see here we can go below. Here you have the image box. Go to spacing. Here say 0. Okay, now you can see we can just update this here. Okay, and let's go to this default, and we can just increase and decrease the size of this like this. Okay, 10, and we can also add a flex box after that. So like this. So inside this image box we have first image, and then we have the flex box. Okay, we can just go to this like spacing. We can make this like 0. Okay, image box layout, and we can make this here, and the gap would be like 20, 10. Okay, here also we can have this like heading. So the heading would be John Dewey. Okay, here also we can increase the size of this to 15. Okay, 700, and we can just duplicate this. Okay, here also we can name this like name box. You have to just keep adding these names. Okay, so now we can do the layout here. Okay, so for this we can put some gaps, 5, and this would be designer, and here also we can just make this like 500. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish. So you can see the designs are good, and I hope you are understanding how you can use the Elementor version for to make this type of layout. So this website is a very simple design. I just want to show you that we can make this. So you can see this image is coming full, right? So what we can do, we can just go here, go to this, and we can just go to the custom link, and here we can go to 500, and this will be 250. Okay, let's apply. Now you can see we have this layout like this. Everything is looking great. We can just publish. Okay, now let's wait for it. Now after that we have to make this FAQ section, then we can move to the this footer and the header. Okay, let's see, this is refreshed and this is updated here or not. So this is live. Only we have to just give some gaps here like in the main. So we can click on this main, go to this like here we have the spacing value, here margin, and we can add this margin to 20. Okay, that's all. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this beautiful FAQ section. Now we have to build this beautiful FAQ section. So for making this we have to just add this two section. Okay, and we can just use this FAQ. Okay, now go to the layout, and we can just make this. Okay, here also we can just add the spacing. So the padding at the top would be 60, padding at the below would be 60. Okay, and this would be 100, and this would be 100 also. Okay, now we can just go to this like inner containers. We have this flexbox one. So this is the text. Okay, here we have the padding 0, and this the second one we have this like FAQs. Okay, go to the spacing, and here also we can make this 0. Right, then go to the FAQ. Okay, now you can see we have to go to this FAQ. Okay, FAQ, and here we have this like text. Okay, so this will be below. You can click on this style layout. Here we can just make this like this. Okay, this is coming like this, so we can just go to this typography, and here I think we have to go to this size, and we have to make this here 100%. So this will cover the whole width. Okay, so this is everything you would know. Okay, there is one more catch. So this is the text, right? So we can just let's add some gap at 20. Okay, gap is done. Now you can see we have this at the last. So for making this at the last, what we can do, we can just put this thing inside the text block. Okay, here we can make the top. Go to spacing. Here we can also make this 0. Okay, now we can just move this to this here. If this is not working, you can just open this, and you can just move this here like this. Okay, click on this top, go to the layout, and here also we can make this like this. Oh, like this. So now you can see at the last we have this. So suppose we have this like heading, so we can just duplicate this. Okay, and so this is the one, we can just move this at the top. Okay, now we can just move this like below. Okay, now you can see we can click on this text, and we can just add a space between like this. Okay, so this we can add like here. Click on this. Okay, so this is looking great. Now one more thing that we have to add this line. So here you can see the layout is exactly same as we have made the top. Then if I go to the top, you can see here we have this FAQ, right? I mean these accordions. So these accordions are almost same as compared to that. Only these images are not there. So let's do one thing. We can just copy that only. Okay, let's go to the top. Here we can just copy this. Go below. Okay, now we can paste this. Right, it will take some time, I think sometimes. Now you can see they're looking great. Just one thing, go to this. Let's remove this all. Okay, and now what we can do, we can just go below here. Let's copy this and should replace this, and inside this you can see, so we can just click on this accordion first. So now let's go to this header, and here we can just decrease the size of this. Okay, now you can see if I go below, we have the item. Okay, we have the inner value, I think inner value, and we have this like text one. We don't need this. Okay, we only need this like here text editor. We can just move this to the inner value. Okay, and we can remove that to section from here. Okay, so this is done. Let's me go to this first main container of this parent one, and here we can just add the background. Okay, this would be green. Okay, so now we are ready to go here, and we can just duplicate this. Okay, and you have to just replace all of this content. Okay, so you can see how fast we have built our FAQ section. Okay, you have to just replace all of this content. Now let's go here and refresh. Now if I go below, you can see, okay, so this is not going below. Okay, one, I think okay, the issue is that, okay, so you can see we have these things, right? This is for the text, this is for the this. Click on this FAQ and we can make this like this. Okay, now go to the text, and inside the text we have this top and we have this heading. Click on this, space between center. Okay, we can just do this, space between. Let's see. Okay, so there is one issue that we have this here something. Let's publish this. Okay, so here is something that is holding that space, but I think when we go and refresh in the front end, this will be not here. So let's see, right? Okay, so now you can see this is at the end like this. So you can see this is looking great. Now just close it here like this, and you can just update the content. Okay, so this is done. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this beautiful section using the Elementor version 4. Let's move to the next section where we're going to build the beautiful footer. Okay, so for making the footer, what we can do, we can go to this Elementor. Okay, we can just open this theme builder from here. Okay, let's open the theme builder. Okay, so you can see we have so you can see for making this footer, we can just make this here. So let's open the theme builder here. We can just click on this footer. Okay, so here you can see we have this type of layout. So this is the first, this is the second, and at last we have the third box. Okay, let me open the theme builder here. Okay, so theme builder is getting open. So theme builder is now there. Now what we have to do, we have to just go to this page settings, and here we have to add this footer. Okay, now we can just add a new container here. Let's add the main parent container, and this is the footer box, footer main. Okay, now let's go to the background, and here we can add this black color. Okay, now here you can see we have the spacing value, so we can add this like 60 pixel here, and 60 pixel at the bottom also, and here we can just add 100, and we can also add the 100 value here. Okay, 100 value is there. Now you can see we have to add the top container here. So let's add the top container. So this is the top. Here we have 1 2 3 4. We have to divide these sections into 4. Okay, first go to spacing. We can remove the padding from everywhere. Go to this, we can just add a flex box here. Okay, so this is the one. Go to spacing, remove this from the top, padding also. Okay, remove the padding here. Okay, remove the padding from here. Okay, now we can just duplicate this multiple times. So let's duplicate this. Okay, here you can see 1 2 3 4 4 values are there. Okay, click on this top layout, and here we can add this at the start, and here we can put the gap like 20 pixel, right? Now we have to add this. So this is the first container. Okay, so in the top container we can just add these logos. So for adding the logo, what we can do, we can just add this icon here. Okay, so you can see in the header and the footer we have different logos, but we can make the same logos here. So let me remove this. Okay, we can use the list here. Okay, so here we can choose the icons. So let's choose the icon like what. So you can choose whatever icon you want to choose. So I am just putting this icon. So you can use your icons. Okay, here we can add like peak reach, name of our site. So now we can just click on this. Okay, go to styles. Here we have the icon. We have the green color. Okay, let's increase the green color here. Okay, now we can just go to this and we can increase the white. Okay, let's increase the size of this. Okay, so we can also increase the size to 25 and this to 700 like. Okay, now we can just go to the second one. Here also we can put a heading. So let's add this heading. So here we can see about peak reach. Okay, here you can see we have the font weight. Here we can also have this. So we can make this color white and we can increase the font size from here. Okay, let's keep it 20. Okay, now you can see we have this text editor. We have this paragraph here. Okay, we have this paragraph here. Okay, now we can go to this layout things and here we can just add this. Okay, here we can add this top. Okay, now you can see we have this lorem ipsum, so we can just add this lorem ipsum from here. Okay, and here also we can add the typography 15 and we can make this color white also. Okay, so you can increase and decrease the size according to you. Like here we can give it 21. Okay, now you can see below we have this icon, right? So we can just use this from here and we can just paste this below. Okay, so here also we can just copy this. Okay, and here also we can use the map icon. Okay, now you can see we have the icon value here and here also we can increase and decrease the size. Text, here also we can decrease the size. Okay, so this is looking great. We can just make this little bit like a font bold, we can decrease or we can use a 500. Okay, so this is looking great. Let's increase and let's decrease the size of this more. Okay, now you can see we have to make the pages. Let's publish this first so we don't lose any changes. So this will be done in the entire site. We can go to front end and we can just remove let's reload this. So you can see we are getting our footer here. So now let's make other things. Copy this and here also we can add the pages. Okay, let's add the pages and here we have the menus, right? So for the menu we can just copy this again and we can paste it. Okay, so here we can just name, here we can name the 2, this is the 3 and this is the 4. Okay, now here we have this thing. Okay, we can add the 30 pixel gap and this gap is also 30 pixel. Okay, let's remove this icon. Here also we can add the home. Duplicate this multiple times. Here you can just put your things, like here we can add the about. Okay, about services projects. About services. Here also we can give the projects. Okay, now you can see you can just duplicate this multiple times. How many icons or links, means how many menus you want, links, like this. Okay, now we can just go to the top. Here also we can add this 40. Okay, now we can just delete the last one and we can have this here. Okay, now here we can just copy these quick links. Okay, and you have to just change these things here. Okay, we can also so you can also increase and decrease the size from here. Like you can just increase this here like this. Okay, so I hope you understand how you can make this type of footers. Okay, we can publish this from here. Okay, you can see we have this second box. So here also we can just go and like here 20 20 20. So we can divide this. So you can also divide this width. So suppose we can click on this one. Okay, now go to the size and here we can choose the percentage. Here we can add the 20%. You go to the second one and go to the size. Here also go to this percentage. Here we can add the 40%. So this so the last two will also take the 20 and 20% width. Okay, here we can add the 20% again. And the last one we can name this like 4. Size. Here also we can add this to 20%. Okay, here also we can add this like 50% spacing. Okay, so we have successfully built our footer also. So now let's go here and refresh. Okay, so this section is done. Now we have to make this layout. Okay, so for making this we have to just add this container. Okay, so we can add a new flex box here, right? We can make this below. The name of the flex box is bottom value. Okay, go to the footer one, layout. Here we can make this space between. Here this is 13. Okay, we can click on this, so we can go to the spacing, and here we can remove all of these paddings from here. Now you can see we have to add this border at the top. We can go to the border. Okay, border type would be solid, and this is the 1 pixel, right? Okay, so we don't need the border radius here. We can keep this here, and here in the border width we can just make this 1. Okay, now you can see this is coming in all, but we don't want in the all. Okay, so we can just make this, and here we can remove this. Okay, remove from the rest. We only want in the 1. Okay, like this. Okay, so the border is still coming. I think border width will be 1. So now you can see, okay, if I go to the bottom value, so this is really strange. We can just add the border width. Okay, so this is coming in the all. Okay, we can just make this, and hit this in the 1 only. Okay, let's try to publish. So let's go and we can just add the divider there. Okay, I think there is some issue in this version 4. So you can see now we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now again we have to add the 2 sections here. Okay, so inside this we can add the 2 flex box. Okay, so this is 1, and we can duplicate this. This is 2. Click on this bottom layout, and here we can just add this. Okay, now so this is the first one. So we can click on this, go to spacing. Here we can also remove the padding. Go to the second one. Here also we can remove the padding like from here. Okay, now you can see we have these things. Okay, so for making this we can add the grid. So let's use the grid here, drag and drop. Here we will need the 3 by 1. Okay, let's make this full width. Okay, now you can see we want this heading from the top. So let's copy this heading, paste it below. Okay, this will say call us here, so we can just remove these things. Okay, now we need this. Okay, so okay, there is one more issue that we have to add a flex box first. So then we can name this like box, right? And inside this we can just drag and drop these things. Okay, now we have the box. Now go to the layout, and here we can make everything in the center. Okay, like this. Let's keep some gap 30, 20. Okay, and here also we can just copy this. Okay, and here also we can just make this like this. Okay, so the icon is not updated here. You can just copy these icons. Okay, so there is some issue with the Elementor version 4. Okay, so everything is not updating, so let's try to publish this once, and after that we're gonna refresh this. Okay, let's try to refresh it here. So the Elementor version 4 is still in the beta version, so we are, so please don't use in the in the production websites because it is still in the beta version. So we have to wait to it, so we have to wait for it to release in the alpha. Okay, so we can just so you have to refresh it again and again. So this way is working now. Okay, we can click on this colors here, typography, and here we can also decrease the size. Okay, let's decrease the size of this. Now we can just duplicate these boxes. Okay, we need these 3 boxes like this, and you have to just replace all of this content. Suppose if you want to add this say hello, you can click on this say hello, go to this, and here you can select this. Okay, so here you can see that we have this. So suppose you want to open, so we can just add it here tel. Okay, and you can just copy this number and you can put at the front. Okay, remove the spacing from here. So what it will do, so whenever you click on this, it will open the app. Okay, so you have to just replace all of this content here according to you. Okay, now at last we have to add this follow us. Okay, so for copy, so let's copy this, add this. So here you can see we have 1 and 2. Okay, click on this bottom one, and here we can add this like this. Okay, and we can just add, though this is coming here like this, because if I go to this box, okay, here we can make this like this. Similarly, we can copy this in the everywhere. Okay, like this. Okay, and here you can see, so we can just click on this bottom. Okay, and we can just add this 30 pixel. Okay, so you can see still we are getting these gaps here, so we can just remove this padding. Okay, so the padding is applied here, that's why we are getting the these things. So we can just copy and paste everywhere. Okay, so I will give you all the images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Okay, now we can just copy this followers. So this is the followers. Okay, we have to move this in the right line, so we can just click on the second box. Okay, and we can just go to this layout. Okay, move this in the end like this. Okay, you can just rename this followers. Okay, now we have to add these social icons, so we can just use the social icon things here. Okay, so for that we have to use this icon list only. So I'm going to show you how you can make the multiple links here. Click on this second box here like this. Okay, let's add a gap of 30. Okay, or we can add the gap of 20, those similar gaps. So first is the Twitter icon, so you can just copy this Twitter, click on this value. Okay, here also you can choose the Twitter. Okay, so this is the Twitter icon. Okay, now we can just duplicate this. Okay, now let's click on this, we can add this inline value. Okay, you have to just update the content here. If you click on this style, here you can also add the space between and center. Okay, you can see we have to just replace this. Suppose we are in the second one, right, and we have to use it here Facebook, so we can just change the name of this Facebook. Okay, here go to social icons, here you can update the Facebook icon from here. Okay, so in this way you can upload all your social links here, and here we also have the option to add the link. Suppose you have the Facebook link, you can just go here and you can put your link here. If you want to open that link in a new tab, you can click on this link option. From here you can choose the open in a new window, so it will open that link in a new window. Okay, let's publish. Now after that we have to build this copyright section. Okay, so let's see our footer is loaded in the front end or not. So after that you can see we are getting these strange borders from this Elementor version 4. So this version 4 is currently in the beta version, so you don't use in the production website. So this is just for understanding how things are working. So here we have this border, right? We can just add this 1 pixel. So let's see in the preview. Okay, we are getting this border, but we don't want this border everywhere, right? So let's try to remove this from here. If this will work, okay, otherwise we're gonna use different method. Let's see. Okay, so this is still giving borders everywhere, so this is really strange. Okay, let's try to open this a little bit more. Okay, so we only want the border at the top, but here we are not able to do that. So Elementor version 4 is really, let's put everywhere 0. Okay, now let's put here 1. Okay, we are still getting everywhere, so let's make this 0 only. Okay, for that I'm gonna use the different approach. So let's use the divider there. So we can add a divider. Let's make this. Okay, so let's search for the divider. Okay, let's add the divider here. Okay, now you can just place the divider between this. Okay, now go to this, remove the gap, and here you can just put this. So you can see this is looking really great. Okay, now we can just duplicate the divider and we can just make this below. Okay, now we can just need this copyright section, right? So for that, I think this copyright is only one text, so why we gonna use this thing again, and we can just put it here. Okay, now we can just go here we can remove these icons. Here we can copy the copyright text. Okay, now let's see preview. Okay, so this is looking great. Just we have to replace some padding from the below, and go to the footer main. Here you can see in the below we have the 60 padding. Let's make this 40, right? So this is looking great, and here the gaps are too big. So what we can do, we can just click on this divider and we can add some margin value, like but from the bottom we can add some margin value. Okay, let's put the margin value in pixel, and here we can put this like 15. Okay, so this is looking great. We have successfully built our footer. I hope you understand how you can use the Elementor version 4. So let's publish this final time. If you want to make this divider colors little less, so you can just go to the divider, go to this, and here you can use the different color like the darker ones. Okay, so you can choose your colors and fonts according to you. So our footer is ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build the final section, which is the header, and after that I'm going to show you how to put the animations in the website and how to make this for mobile responsive. Also, one thing is left. Here you can see we have this background around the social icon. So for adding that, we have to click on this like this. Okay, go to advanced. After clicking the social icon, let's put some padding here. Let's select the 10. Okay, now we can just go to this advanced. Here you will find this background option, right? Now we can just copy this color code from here. So let me pick the color. So we have this color code. Let's use the same color code here. Okay. Background type, here we can use the same color code. Also we can go to the border, and here we can add the border radius as 100, like that. Okay, so we are ready to build. If you want to decrease the icon size, you can also do that. Okay, let's keep this 20. Okay, so now let's refresh our footer final time. Now you can see this is everything is working great. So we have successfully built our footer. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this header, and after that I'm going to show you how to make the animations and the mobile responsiveness. Now let's create. So let's me go to this dashboard. Here we can go to the appendices, go to the menus. Okay, now we want to make this menu. Okay, we have the home, about, services, project, FAQ, testimonial, and contact. So these links we have. So now let's go to this here, final menu, header, and that's make the menu. Okay, let me do some brightness. Okay, now you can see we have this home. Let's add this to the menu. Okay, now we go to the custom links. Here you can just add this. So here in the links we are using the CSS ID. We are not making the other pages. Okay, about, then here also we can put the services, same text. We have services here. Okay, here we can add the testimonials. Okay, here also we can add the project, and at last we can add the contact here. Let's add this also, contact. Okay, now let's save the menu. Okay, now let me go to this Elementor, and we can open this theme builder here. Okay, now we can click on this header, add the new header. Okay, so you can see here we have these things. Color is changing, so let me close all of this. Okay, now you can see header. We can just click on the page settings, and here we can also add this header. Okay, here also you can see we have to add this main container. Let's rename this container, or we can just use the old Elementor version for container here, because Elementor version for containers have some issues right now. Okay, so only use it for some container sections only. So for this I'm going to use the default one. Okay, so now let's go to this. Here the percentage value, the width would be 95%, so it will be automatically cover all the screen sizes like 24-inch laptop and the bigger screens if you choose the percentage. Okay, so always choose the full width of your the parent width with the not the pixels, not the these things. Always choose the percentage value. Okay, now go to styles. Here we can add the background. Let's choose the background as black as always. So here we can just add the icon. So from the footer I'm gonna copy this icon. Okay, let me copy this icon, and you're gonna paste it in the header. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste anywhere, anything, any section from anywhere. Okay, so you can see now we want the menu. Okay, so let's drag and drop this menu here. Okay, let's drag and drop. Okay, now using the structure you can just make it at the last. Okay, go to the layout, and we can make this space within center. Okay, now you can see we don't want this underline, we want this none. Okay, we want this in the text, and it will be none. Okay, and full width, make this text line center. Okay, everything is good. Now we can just go to this typography and make this white, and for the hover color we want this green. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have this black, okay, white color. Click on this menu, advanced, go to this background. Here also we can make this like white color. Okay, border, here we can add the border as 100. Okay, we can give the padding of 10 also. Okay, so this will be black. Okay, I think we don't want to give the padding to this, so this is looking great. Okay, now we can just go to the typography, guys. Here we can increase the font bold. Okay, so this is looking great. Now what we can do, you can see here we have the horizontal padding, right? So if we can decrease the horizontal padding, you can see, let's keep this 13, and let's keep this 15. If you want to decrease the vertical padding also, you can just decrease this. Okay, so this is fully controllable. You can just give the current to you. Okay, so this is looking great. Decrease. Suppose if you want to put the link, so when someone click on the logo, it will redirect to the home page. Click on this peak reach content. Okay, here you will find the link option. Choose the text here, dynamic text, and after that choose the site URL. So it will be automatically update whenever you change your domain in the future. Okay, let's publish add condition, and this will be work in the entire site, right? We can click on this header, and we want to make this header sticky. So after click on the header, go to advanced. Here you will find this option motion effect. Click on this sticky at the top. Okay, let's publish. Okay, let's refresh our website final time, and let's see our header is loaded or not. So you can see our header is working. Okay, everything is looking great. Now let's move to the final part of the video, where we're going to build the animations, and I'm going to show you how to make this website responsive for all the screens, especially for the smaller screens for your mobile phone. Now let's first we're going to build this, make this footer responsive. So you can have this option here, tablet. We also have this phone option.
If you want to add more breakpoints like the 24-inch 14-inch laptops, you can just add in the Elementor settings. First I'm gonna do this for the phone, and the rest steps are same for every screens. Okay, now let's click on this structure. Here you can see we have the footer main. Okay, now let's go to this here paddings. First we have to remove this padding. Like here also we can from the right and left we want this 2020. Okay, right. Okay, now let's click on this top one. Okay, here we can make this in this column align. Click on this one. Okay, for the second value we can have this like size, so here also we can make this 100. Okay, now go to this third one. Here also we can have this width to 100%. Okay, so now we can have the bottom value. Okay, in the bottom we have 1 and 2, so we can just make this like this. Okay, so this is the one, and inside the one we have the grid value. Okay, so this is looking great. Yes, we can put some gaps, like more gap 40, right? And the last one we have the this one, we can make this here, and this also we can put more gaps like 30. Okay, so this is also looking great. So you can see we have successfully make our footer responsive. Okay, so sorry for the background music, guys. Okay, now let's me go to this header part. We have to make this responsive also. Let's click on this phone. Okay, now click on this header. Okay, now go to the layout. Here you can see we have to put the padding like 20 everywhere. Also we can put the 10 here. Here first we have to go to this icon, and we can decrease the size of this. Okay, like this. Okay, here also we can see here the WordPress menu. Okay, so this is looking like this. So now we have the drop down, right? For the drop down, click on this, and here in the background color on hover we have this green and this red with black. Okay, similarly for this active color, green, and we have this black. Okay, now we can just make this here 600. Okay, so you can see this is also looking great. Now let's publish. So we have successfully made the responsiveness for the mobile for the header and footer. Now let's move to the home page. So for that we have to make the responsive. So let's first refresh our home page. So let's refresh our home page. So all the header and footer will be loaded here. So you can see that header and footer is automatically loaded at the top. Now let's go to the phone part. Okay, now let's start with hero section. So click on this hero section. Okay, here we have the top heading. So let's go to the hero section. Here you can see right now here I think we don't have any spacing. Okay, so we can go to the spacing. Okay, here you can see from the left and right we need only 20 and 20 like this. Okay, now go to the top heading. Okay, inside we have 1 and 2, so we can click on this top heading and go to the layout, and we can use these things. Okay, now we can click on this heading styles. This is typography, and here we can use this 30. This is the 40, right? 35. Okay, now we have this gallery option. 1, 2, 3 image. We can click on this images layout. Okay, like this. So the first one would be like 100%. Second one would be 100%. Okay, and the third one would be 100% also. Okay, you can see we have the logos, right? So if I go to the client logos, I think we have used a grid for that. So let's click on this grid. So now we can use this like 2 by 2. Okay, and we can remove the gap of 20. Also we can do one thing, go to the client logo, advanced. Here we can put that like from the top and bottom we have 30, right and left 30. Okay, for the bottom also 20, and for the left 20. Okay, so one more logo is needed here, so you can just add that logo here. Okay, now let's publish this. So now we are on this services section. In the services section also go to the spacing, right? Here we can add the 20, and let's add the 20 here also. Okay, go to the inside these services.
For the top one, we can just add this. Okay, here also we can just go to the styles, typography, this, go to the size. Where is the size, bro? Here is the size. We can just add the, make this 100%. Okay, now we can click on this accordion, right? Click on this accordion, go to header, and here we have to just make this size smaller. Let's keep this 18. Okay, so everything is looking great. So this will be automatically adjusted everywhere in the accordion. Okay, now you can see we have this option about us. Okay, so this is the about us. Click on this, go to size, we go to spacings. Here also we can put this 20 and this also 20. Okay, so I hope you're understanding how you can use the Elementor version 4 to make your layouts. Here you can see we have to go to the layout and make this like this. Okay, so we have this automatically adjusted. So if you want to decrease the size of this, go to the typography. Here we can make this 35 or we can make this 30. And after that you can see we have this box. So the inner box, click on this inner layout. They make this also in the column. Okay, so you have to just make everything in the column and everything will be automatically adjusted. Right here you can see top 1 and 2. So in the second thing, I hope we don't have any more gap here. So this is the top, this is the bottom. Click on this second one, go to the layout, and here we can just add this like 40. Great. Okay, now this thing is looking really great. Now we can go to the services. So this is the project section. Here you can see, go to the spacing again. Here we can add the 20. Here we can add the 20. Okay, so this is the text, and here also we can make this like okay, and here you can see for the text we need some gap like 20. Okay, and for this heading we need to change the font size to like 30. Okay, and this is looking great. If you want to go here, okay, this is the main grid, so we can just make the padding like 20. Okay, everything is great. If you want to make, suppose you want to make this heading to the top and this button below, you have to click on this text, go to layout, and you have to just make this like this. Okay, so if you want to have like this, you can just do it for everywhere. Okay, let's publish. Okay, now we can click on this testimonial. So I think this is the last section. Go to this spacing again. Here also we can put the 20. This is 20 again. Okay, click on this, go to size. Okay, size is good. Go to the typography. Here we can make this to 40. Okay, now we have this last section, main. Make this like this. Okay, go inside. This is the image. Here you can see we have this width, make it 100. Okay, now for the last one, text. This is the spacing. Where is the size? So we have the size here, make it 100 also. Okay, so this is also looking great. I think here we have the image. Let's try to increase the image size. So you can see this is looking great. Let's publish this also. So this is the last FAQ section. So let's click on this FAQ. And then we have the spacing. Here we can make this 20. Here we can make this 20 again. Then go to layout. Make this like this. So you can see. Then click on this heading. And here you will find the heading option. Okay, and this is the accordion, right? Go to header. Click on this accordion header, and here you will see that we can have this like 80. We can make this 80. Okay, so you can see we have successfully built our whole website. All the things are done. We have successfully made this website responsive also. Now let me show you that the website is fully responsive. So you can just refresh this. Okay, now we can use the mobile simulator here. Let's use the Google Chrome extension here, mobile simulator. Okay, now let's open this in the iPhone 14 Pro Max screen. Okay, now you can see this is fully responsive. You can just check it out. Okay, let me show you. Here you can add one more logo.
try this. Okay, here you can see the accordion is also working. If you open this, it will work. Okay, and will close also. Okay, so this we have successfully built our whole website step by step. So if you want to learn the Elementor version 4, the latest version, you can follow this video step by step. Okay, and here also you can see we have the hover color as white. So you can also change this. Suppose you want to update this to the black, right? So you can just go to the drop down. Here you will find this hover option. You just make this black and make this black also. Okay, you can now click on this. So you can see this is coming black. Okay, so making website using the WordPress and the Elementor is very easy. Soon we are gonna make the videos on React also. Okay, by using the AI. Okay, so this is done. Now let me show you the final part of the video where I'm gonna show you that how you can put the animations in your website. So if I show you this website, you can see we have this type of animations here. Okay, so I'm gonna add the animation only in one section, and you can follow along to add the animation everywhere because I don't want to make the video long. Okay, so all the steps are same for adding the animation everywhere. So we're gonna add the animations. Let's see. Okay, so let me show you how to add the animation in the top section also only. Okay, let me open this in the desktop version. Okay, now let me show you that how to add the animation in this FAQ section. Okay, so you can add the animation everywhere. Suppose you want to add the animation in this container everywhere. So let's put this animation in this FAQ text. So you have to click on this FAQ text, go to the interaction. Here you will find the option create an interaction. So you can see trigger. So when you want to trigger the animation, so we want to trigger the animation scroll into view. So when you scroll the page, so when you reach to that section, the animation will begin. Okay, we can choose the scroll into view. Okay, so this is the replay. You want the replay or not? Yes, I want the replay, so you can just choose this. Okay, so every time you go up and there, the animation will work. This option is come in the Elementor version 4. We don't have this option in the version 3. Okay, the effect will be fade slide, so we want to choose the fade option, in and out. Okay, in, and the direction would be like no direction, the default. So repeat, you can also choose the repeat option. Okay, here we have the durations, here we have the delay. Suppose I want to put the 50 milliseconds delay. Okay, now let's go to the second part, interaction. Similarly, we have to do this. So let's go into view, yes, and this will come after 100. Okay, now let's go below. Here also we can make the scroll into view. Yes, this will slide. Okay, from the below, and this will come after 150 milliseconds. So always add the. Okay, let's try to add this on here. Okay, let's add the fade animations only. Okay, now you can see we can add this animation to the FAQ accordion. Okay, so here we have to add the animation using this so we can just choose this whole container, go to interaction. Okay, here also we want to scroll into view, yes, and this will come after 200 milliseconds. Okay, like this. So now let me show you that animation is working or not. So adding the animation in the website is very easy. So I hope you understand how to add this. So let me refresh this one. Okay, now when we scroll to the last section, which is the FAQ, let's scroll to that section. Okay, we are scrolling. So you can see when we scroll, this is come. Now if I go again, okay, now let's scroll to this again. You can see every time you will scroll, this will work. You can see. Okay, so in this way you can put the animation in your website. Now let me show you how to add this scroll to top button. So for adding this, we are gonna use a plugin. Okay, so you can see this will also, when you click on the about, it will go to the about service and customer. So right now it is not going, so let's fix this first. So you have to just put that CSS ID. So now when you click on this about, you can see we have this CSS ID at the URL at the top. You have to add this, click on this. Okay, so this is for the about, right? So we have to go to the about section. Okay, here we have this about section. Click the parent container, go to the general in the Elementor version 4, and here I just add the about. Okay, now we have the services. So we have to just copy the services, and we will find the services section here. This is the services section. Click on this. go to general and we can add this. Okay, so in this similar way you can put all the CSS ID. Okay, so let's publish. Okay, now let's try to refresh here. Now if I click on the about, it will go to the about, similarly for the service. Okay, so this way, so you have to do the same step for all the links. Okay, now let me install a plugin. So for adding this, so roll to top button in our website. So the name of the plugin is WP Front Scroll. Okay, WP Front Scroll, you have to install this. Let's install this plugin. Okay, so let's wait for some time. It will automatically install it and we have to activate the plugin. Okay, this is installed. Now let's click on this activate. Okay, now you can see we are on the settings page. So we can click on this enable. Okay, here we have these options. So here we have so many icons. If you want to use some more icon, you can just click on the media library and you can upload your icon also. But I'm gonna use this default one. Okay, and that's all. You have to just save the changes, so it will automatically work everywhere. Okay, you can also click on this, go to the URL, so you can see this is done. And here also we have this thing. Scroll up button is properly working. We can click on this and we will go to the top. Okay, so we have successfully completed our whole website using the Elementor version 4 latest version. Okay, so many of you commented in the video that we want the tutorial on the Elementor version 4, the new version. So currently this version is in the beta version, so I don't suggest to use this version right now, but for understanding and for learning how this version works, you can follow along this video. This is a very beginner friendly tutorial if anyone want to learn the Elementor and its version for atomic elements. So I hope you understand how to make this awesome website using Elementor and the WordPress. So also you can buy this kit. We are selling this kit at very affordable rates. All the links are in the video description. Also you can buy the Elementor Pro. So all the links are in the video description at very affordable rates. Okay, and all the images are free. You can follow along with me. All the links are in the video description. So I hope you understand how to make these type of videos on websites. So if you are new to our channel, like and share our video with your friends, subscribe to the channel.